Yeah, to be honest, I think Marvin Orie actually had a brilliant game against Georgia. He was very competitive in the lineouts. He runs the lineout very well. I thought the game, part of his game that perhaps he needs to tidy up, and he did. He cleaned a few rucks, he made his tackles, he was getting himself into space, and he got himself around the field. So, yes, he's not the big burly man like an RG Snyman and Lood, but I think he showed in this Georgian game that he's ready to take a step up if we are short of locks, which we are at this present time. I definitely don't think moving Pieter-Steph du Toit back is an option. And the manner in which he plays on the blind side, or on the role he plays there, he's got to stay there. I mean, there's no question. So at this present time, I think, the out-and-out choice, if everyone is injured, is Marvin Orie and Franco Mostert. Tireless workhorse, if we get that combination right, and, we get our back row right, the front row, as you said, we've got a very strong starting front row. We've got a good backup that can come off the bench, even if Vincent Koch gets a run this weekend and see how he goes. So, yes, a concern you would think for Jacques and Rassie, but certainly the manner in which Marvin played, I think they'll be well pleased that he's taken a step up.
Nick,
probably we're going to need more than 2 locks, though.
Oh, but just on that one, can I come in here, Owen?
Yeah, certainly.
Just on that one, I just want to add what Robbie is saying with Marvin. Look, he's a line-out caller. He's your real Victor Matfield kind of guy. He calls the line-outs and he thrives in that role. But I had to use him before as the 4-lock, as the free chat, as an enforcer, and he loves that role as well. He can adapt. So we sort of find then, and I echo what Robbie said as well with Pieter-Steph. He hit 25 rucks, he had so many ball carries. His tackle count is right up there. I wouldn't fiddle with Pieter-Steph whatsoever. For me, he's the anchor man and the loose forward at this stage, and I will back Marvin Orie if I must.
Yeah, but sorry. If we go with a 6-2 split, you need 2 other locks. That was my concern. Not Orie or the guys over there, but you need another 2 locks to come in. So that's where we're probably short in terms of who comes up there.
Nick, what's your take? 4-5 lock, is there a big difference when you get to the stage international rugby?
And I must admit, I'm listening to what everyone's saying there, and I don't agree with any. Well, I agree that Marvin Orie is an excellent lock. At the level that he's playing, he produced a good performance against Georgia. But when you're playing against the British Isles, and our strength is our driving maul and our scrum, and you go in with Mostert and Marvin Orie as your 2 locks, I don't think that's big and heavy enough. We had Etzebeth and Jager. We had RG Snyman coming in off the bench with Mostert providing. I mean, that is a massive, massive amount of meat and strength and power that we're going to be missing if we don't get those guys back. And so I'm really hoping that by the time the test match gets there, we're going to get some weightier people in that lock position. In the same way as Kwagga Smith played number 8, and he had a nice little vignette against Georgia. But against the British Lions, I'm not absolutely certain that he will fit into the way that we're going to be playing the game, which is confrontational, getting in their faces defensively, and dominating set pieces and the contact area. So I'm not quite as excited about the prospect of losing Etzebeth and RG Snyman, etc. And that I don't think we're that well covered, quite frankly. JD Shippling, someone who could come into the mix, who has been carrying an injury and is a very, very talented forward. He's played already for the Springboks, I think, against Wales, so he's had some experience there. But we've normally been blessed with locks in this country. And as I said, going into the British Lions where we want to dominate, I would be nervous about dominating with Marvin Orie and Mostert as our 2 locks.